The former Attorney General, Pam Bondi, will be in the hot seat tomorrow, set to face questions from the House Oversight Committee as part of their ongoing investigation into the Justice Department's handling of the release of the Epstein files. Bondi herself had faced serious criticism from outside and inside the Trump administration for her role overseeing the document release. It's seen as a key reason President Trump pushed her out of the job. Now, tomorrow's meeting is a culmination of a huge effort by Congress to get her there. She was initially subpoenaed, you'll remember, to appear in April. Then DOJ argued she no longer needed to appear after she was ousted from the AG job. Tomorrow's deposition, it will be transcribed. She will not, though, be under oath. Joining us right now is Marina Lacerda. She is an Epstein survivor who says she was just 14 years old when she met him. She was identified as minor victim 1 in the 2019 federal indictment against Epstein. Thank you so much for being here. Kind of wondering just how you're feeling after, a whole lot of lead up and effort and fits and starts to get Bondi to, sit before this committee in a real way and face this deposition. Kind of how are you feeling about this?
Good morning, first of all, and thank you for having me. I think it's been such a long road at this point, and we are truly frustrated, and we are thankful that she is coming in, but we would like for her to come in under oath and testify. That would be, ideal here. So it weighs out. We're frustrated, but yes, we feel like, we're taking a step forward to maybe accountability here.
Yeah, she will not be under oath. It is still a crime to lie to Congress. So there is that, of course, right? But what would you hope to hear from her, especially after it has been such a long road, after the documents have still not all been released, and kind of the mess that we have seen of victims identified and high-profile names being redacted that many viewed as not needing to be redacted now.
Yes, and we understand it is a crime to lie, but we can see that people are committing crimes and no one is, being held accountable for it. So it's kind of we're very confused here, right? But tomorrow we want to understand what happened inside the DOJ with the redactions. Why names and photos, information of victims revealed while names of those who were exploited are redacted. It is very confusing for us. This is not a hard job. Why are there numerous investigation leads not being investigated? We have so many names. People have been asking for names. We have all these names in the files. Why aren't we taking a step forward? We need to, take a step forward into accountability and justice here. And I think that it's very important, not only for the survivors, but for the American people.
Yeah, a real concrete step forward. I think you guys have been asking for that for quite some time. I was thinking back to when Bondi testified publicly back in February. There was this moment when Congresswoman Jayapal had asked survivors in the audience to stand and raise a hand if they had not been able to meet with the Trump administration, and asked if Bondi would apologize. You were among them. And afterward, you had said that Bondi dehumanized you and other survivors. And I was thinking, she was Attorney General then. She's no longer in that role. Do you think that could perhaps get something different from her this time around?
To be honest with you, I don't think things will be honest. I think she is very much protecting somebody, and that is the next question that we also have. Who is she protecting? She is no longer, in the position that she was in, but we do feel that she will continue to protect whoever she's protecting, which we may know who it is. But I don't think things will be different. I think I think tomorrow might be even something very quick. I think she may not even sit through the whole thing, through the whole hearing. We are just really, really hoping that she will come on tomorrow and be, as honest and, as possible. Everyone has been waiting, and the lashing out that she did the last time will not work this time. Everyone was in the room shocked about how she was acting. So we need to understand here that the lashing out that she did the last time was completely, out of this world. We have to understand here that it is time for her to bring the truth to all the survivors and the American people.
Really quick, you and other survivors had put out a statement this month to the acting attorney general asking to meet. And I'm wondering if you've gotten any response to that, or if there's been any progress on this front.
It's funny you say that because we had everyone from the DOJ to Penn Bondi to Todd Blanche, right, on his hearing saying, if victims or survivors need to come forward, they just need to go to the FBI or they need to come to us. It's really crazy. We've been trying to talk to them. We're tired of asking to speak to them. And we find it at this point that it is truly sad that they have not tried to contact us or even tried to set up something with us. So the answer is no, they have not tried. It is easy to sit, somewhere and say, anywhere, on TV and say, we would love to hear from them. If anyone has committed a crime, we are going after them. They have not done that. And it does not look like they will do that. So we have high hopes that this hearing tomorrow will really, really bring, some closure and some sort of step towards accountability at this point.
And joining me right now is Democratic Congressman Wesley Bell from Missouri. He is on the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, thank you for being here. You hear what one of Epstein's survivors, a survivor of Epstein's abuse, would like to have answered tomorrow. But what are you going to be asking of Pam Bondi?
And I'm a former prosecutor, Kate, and my heart just goes out to these survivors. I've met with them. I've been able to look them in the eyes and hear their stories. And I've led investigations like these as a prosecutor. And what they are owed is a full, detailed, and thorough investigation. That's how we get to, and we follow that investigation wherever those facts and evidence takes us. That's how we get to that concept of justice, and the survivors and victims deserve nothing less.
Is there an area with regard that you think Pam Bondi needs to speak to? I'm sure that there's lots of questions, but is there one area you believe you would like to see, that you would like to focus when she comes before the committee?
Oh, there's a lot of things that I think that we should focus on. One is there's an Epstein law that requires full release of the Epstein files. The only way that we can do a full investigation and ensure that those accountable for what is likely the largest sex trafficking operation in this country and possibly in the world, the only way we can get to the bottom of it is to see the entire files, get every question answered, and make certain that every stone is unturned, and we look under every rock, and we follow that investigation wherever it may lead us. And again, because sometimes we complicate things, but things aren't complicated. Now, they get corrupted is what we're seeing by this administration, but they're not complicated. Let's do a thorough investigation, let's do a detailed investigation, and let's deliver the justice that these women deserve.
Another thing that Marina Lacerda told us this morning is that she says, despite all of the talk from officials at the Department of Justice, that they want to hear from Epstein survivors, that they want to, if crimes are committed, they want to seek out, punishment for those crimes. Maria Lacerda also says that they have never heard from anyone at DOJ, despite what's been said. Let me play this.
We had everyone from the DOJ to Penn Bondi to Todd Blanche, right, on his hearing saying, if victims or survivors need to come forward, they just need to go to the FBI or they need to come to us. It's really crazy. We've been trying to talk to them. We're tired of asking to speak to them. And we find it at this point that it is truly sad that they have not tried to contact us or even tried to set up something with us. So the answer is no, they have not tried.
Congressman, What can you all do about that? That seems to be a concrete step that could be taken.
I could not agree more. And as my grandmother used to say, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and goes quack, quack, it's a duck. And this looks, sounds, and walks like a cover-up. We know exactly what it is. Pam Bondi told us that she had the files on her desk. She tipped off the president that he is mentioned in the Epstein files more than anyone else other than Jeffrey Epstein. He's mentioned in an estimated 5,300 files over 38,000 times. And this isn't just about the president, although he is mentioned and he is someone that needs to answer questions. We want to find anyone and question anyone who has information that can lead us to getting justice for these individuals. Again, it is not complicated. There are people complicating it, and they're doing it to cover up for this administration.
So then what is going to come of this? You're going to have Pam Bondi come. It's going to be transcribed. It's not going to be under oath. It's still a crime to lie to Congress. So you have that. What's going to come next? Do you think that her being out of office now, her being no longer in the position of Attorney General, do you think that will make her more open to working with the committee than you have described? Do you think that she hasn't been, or something different? What comes after this, other than a transcribed interview that we'll all read, and then it seems that I'm asking the same questions today of you that we asked before the meeting back in February when she spoke before Congress, and every time since?
Kate, they can run, but they can't hide. At some point, we are not going to stop until a detailed, thorough, and complete investigation is done. Right now, Republicans are in the majority, so they can shut us down because they have the votes to shut investigations down on oversight, which is where I serve. But we're going to take back the House. We're going to do, and the American people need to know what's at stake, and justice is at stake. And so we're not going to stop. And so they can throw up every roadblock that they can to stop us from investigating these horrific and atrocious crimes, but we are not going to stop. And so, yes, what we're seeing from House Republicans, they are not doing their job, but they're not serving the interest of justice and these victims where they are long overdue to get the justice that they deserve. And as a human being, as a father, as a former prosecutor, what we're seeing is disgusting and deplorable. We need to do a thorough investigation. The DOJ needs to release every single file per the law. That is the law of the land, so that we can do a complete investigation and bring these individuals justice. And we're not going to stop till it's done.